In the forgotten depths of Maine lies Raven's Hollow, a village that officially stopped existing in 1892. Once home to 47 families, it is now nothing but rotting Victorian houses swallowed by black pines and endless fog. Locals say the land itself is cursed. They are right. In 1892, Captain Elias' widow dragged his young wife Eleanor into the master bedroom of their grand manor and stabbed her 47 times while she begged for mercy. Then he hanged himself from the same chandelier. But Eleanor never truly died. Her soul remained twisted, hungry, and forever searching for a new husband. She has claimed 19 so far. Ryan Patel, 29, from New York, was the 18th. He was drowning in debt. His horror YouTube channel, Dead Night Explorer, had 1.4 million subscribers, but his credit cards were maxed out at $87,000 when an anonymous donor offered $50,000 to spend one night in Widow's Manor and live stream it. Ryan booked the flight the same day. He arrived at 11:19 p.m. on a freezing October night. The sky was black with no stars. His black Ford truck crawled through thick fog until the headlights fell on a hand-painted sign. Raven's Hollow, population 0 since 1892. Turn back now. The paint looked fresh and wet. The manor loomed 300 meters ahead, a towering, 5-story Victorian nightmare covered in moss and dark stains that looked too much like old blood. The front door creaked open by itself. 4 slow knocks. Cat, 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 as if counting husbands. Perfect content, Ryan whispered, but his voice cracked. Inside, the air smelled of old blood, rotting flowers, and sweet wedding perfume. Every floorboard creaked as if something underneath was breathing. The temperature dropped 2 degrees with every step he took toward the staircase. On the second floor, the master bedroom was still warm. The bedsheets were soaked in fresh blood. On the pillow lay a single lock of hair. His mother's hair, the same one he had buried with her 12 years ago. The mirror showed Ryan, and behind him, for half a second, Eleanor. She was beautiful once. Now her face was half rotten. Eyes, empty black holes with red flames burning inside. Her white wedding dress dripped blood that never hit the floor. Ryan ran. Every door slammed shut. Every window was sealed with long black hair that moved like living snakes. In the kitchen, the fridge contained 17 severed heads, all smiling, all slowly turning into Ryan's face. One of them whispered, "Run, brother. Don't become us." He found the basement door already open, inviting him. Downstairs was a hall of horrors. 17 glass display cases, each holding a perfectly preserved man in a wedding suit. Stomachs cut open, organs missing. The last case was empty. A golden plate on it read, 18th, Ryan Patel, 29, New York, eternal husband. Eleanor stepped out of the darkness, now 10 feet tall, her hair 30 feet long and ending in tiny screaming baby hands. "You will be my 18th husband, forever." What followed was not quick. She pinned him down. Her fingernails grew into blades and slowly entered his throat, inch by inch, tearing his windpipe from the inside while she forced him to say, "I do." She made him eat pieces of his own liver. She turned his head 360 degrees 4 times, cracking every bone, yet kept him alive to feel everything. In the final moment, she kissed him with a mouthful of teeth and whispered, "Welcome home, darling." When the local farmer Harlan Graves found Ryan's body the next morning, Ryan was smiling peacefully. Even with his head twisted completely backward, Harlan became the 19th. And then something changed. The dead husbands rose. Ryan and Harlan and all 17 before them stood up, eyes glowing red, smiling the same peaceful smile. The GoPro video automatically uploaded to YouTube. Within 24 hours, it had 147 million views. The curse broke free. The manor grew taller. New cars arrived every hour. People from all over the world, New York, London, Dhaka, came chasing the $50,000, then $100,000, then $1 million challenge that kept appearing on their phones. One of them was a 24-year-old YouTuber named Raya. He stepped inside laughing. "Let's see if this is real, bro." Eleanor was waiting. She did not kill him like the others. She made him the new writer. She pushed her hand into his skull and rewrote his memories. Now Piash believes he has been married to Eleanor since 1892. He sits in the manor every night, typing new horror stories with bloody fingers, luring more victims with messages that appear on millions of phones. Come to Widow's Manor. I'm still alive. $1 million waiting. The dead husbands stand behind him, clapping slowly. The manor is no longer in Maine. It is everywhere now. Every dark corner, every abandoned building, every phone screen at 3:33 a.m. has Eleanor's eyes. And right now, as you finish reading this, she is standing behind you. Her long black hair is already sliding under your chair. She is whispering your name, and she is smiling, because you just became the 21st. Welcome to the family. You slammed the brakes, but the car wouldn't stop. The pump itself was pulling your car toward it. Now it's your turn. The car felt like it was caught in an invisible magnetic field. The tires lifted 2 inches off the sand. The engine died instantly, yet the vehicle kept gliding forward toward the pump. In the headlights, you saw the neon sign had changed. It now burned with your name. Last stop fuel, full tank forever. You looked out the window. Across the desert sand stood 17 rusted old cars, all parked in perfect rows. Black fluid dripped from their undercarriages like they were still alive and breathing. The door refused to open. You hammered the horn, but no sound came out. Instead, a terrifying laugh exploded from the car speakers in 18 different voices at once. No need to honk, son. We've been waiting since 1977. Your car stopped right beside the pump. The nozzle rose by itself like a living arm and slammed against your driver's side window. The glass didn't shatter. It melted like butter. The nozzle's tip, soft and burning hot like living skin, pressed against your chest. Full tank? A voice whispered. Silas's voice, mixed with the screams of all 18 previous victims. You tried to lock the door, but your hand froze. The nozzle tore through your shirt and sank slowly into your stomach, inch by inch. Skin split, muscle ripped, and it pushed deep inside your belly. You felt boiling diesel flood your body. Your stomach swelled instantly, skin stretching tight like a balloon, your navel popping outward. Diesel replaced your blood, rushing through your veins, burning every organ. Ah! Mother! You screamed. But the sound that came out was a wet, gurgling roar that echoed around the station 100 times louder. Silas stepped out from the shadows. He was now 9 feet tall, his uniform soaked in blood and diesel, his face half rotten with 17 tiny screaming faces visible inside his mouth. Instead of legs, he had 8 black hoses ending in tiny teeth. You are now the 18th pump, he said. He ripped your car door off with one hand and dragged your swelling body inside the station. In the counter mirror, you saw your reflection. Your face was already half Silas's. Eyes glowing red. Stomach massively bloated with black fluid swirling inside. Silas placed his hand on your head. Suddenly, every memory from 1977 until tonight flooded your brain in real time. You watched all 17 victims being pumped full of fuel while still alive. Their skin peeled strip by strip. Their eyes, hair, and nails harvested to make the special blend. You felt your own mother dying in the hospital, but Silas's voice whispered, "You will die too, but I will keep you forever." The basement door opened by itself. As you were dragged down, the stench was unbearable. Rotting meat, burning petrol, and the sweet perfume of your mother. The basement had become a vast hall with 17 giant glass tanks. Inside each tank floated a man, body completely transparent, black diesel swirling where blood should be, their hearts now pumping like fuel engines. All of them stared at you and smiled, hoses growing from their mouths whispering, "Welcome, brother." Your own tank was ready, a huge metal chair surrounded by 32 hoses. Silas strapped you down. Every limb was pierced by hoses that tore through skin and bone, replacing your marrow with diesel. Then he ripped your stomach wide open, reached inside and pulled out your liver. "Now eat yourself," he ordered, shoving the hot, pulsing organ into your mouth. You were forced to chew while your body convulsed and black fuel sprayed from your eyes. "But this is only the beginning," Silas laughed. He twisted your head 360 degrees 4 times, cracking every bone, yet kept him alive to feel everything. The final transformation began. Your body dried up, skin turned transparent, black diesel visible swirling inside. 8 hoses burst out from your arms. Silas placed an old cap on your head. Silas, owner since 1977, now David, 18th pump. Outside, a new car pulled up. You, no longer you, stood at the pump and smiled. A 19-year-old girl stepped out. Wait, bye. Full tank, please. This place is weird, but okay. Your mouth opened and the words came out on their own. Welcome home. Full tank forever. One of your new hoses shot out and sank into her stomach. In 15 seconds, her body became pure fuel. She tried to scream, but only managed to say, "Thank you, David." Silas stood behind you, grinning. Now you are the new owner. Every night, new victims will come, and you will lure them yourself. Within 7 days, the station had spread across the entire desert. GPS now showed a new shortcut. Shortcut via Devil's Last Pump. Save 4 hours, plus free fuel. Every phone received the notification. David from Miami is waiting for you, $1 million if you survive. And the most terrifying part, the next car that stops in front of you, the driver sitting behind the wheel will look exactly like you, smiling peacefully, stomach bloated, black fuel swirling inside. You will lean forward and say, "Full tank, bro, come. I will save you forever." Across the desert sand now stand 100 silent cars. Engines running by themselves. Thump, 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 all of them waiting for you. You are now the new Silas. And the person reading this story right now, your fuel's running low. Up ahead, a neon sign just flickered to life. Last stop fuel. Davidus waiting. Welcome home. You hit the brakes, but the brakes no longer work. The car kept gliding forward as if the desert sand had turned into black ice. The neon sign grew brighter, pulsing like a heartbeat. Last stop fuel. David from Miami is waiting. Full tank equals eternal life. Your dashboard clock flipped to 3:33 a.m. and froze. The engine made a wet, gurgling sound, like someone drowning in thick oil. Then it died completely. The nozzle rose again, this time from the ground itself, a living black tentacle covered in tiny screaming mouths. It smashed through the windshield without breaking the glass. It simply melted a perfect circle and wrapped around your neck like a lover's embrace. The rubbery tip split open into hundreds of needle-thin tubes and burrowed into your skin, your veins, your throat. You felt diesel flood your lungs first, cold at first, then boiling. Every breath became a wet, choking rattle. Glug, glug, glug. Silas, or what was left of him, stood outside, now 15 feet tall, his body a tower of fused human parts, arms, legs, faces, all melted together with hoses growing out like veins. 17 tiny David faces screamed silently inside his chest. "You thought you were the new owner?" He laughed, and the laughter came from every car in the desert at once. "No, David, you are the new fuel." Your body began to change faster than before. Your skin bubbled and turned transparent. Black diesel swirled visibly inside your arms, legs, and face. Your eyes popped out slightly, floating in fuel, still able to see everything. Your tongue stretched into a long hose that hung from your mouth, dripping. You tried to scream your mother's name, but only a low, engine-revving roar came out. Silas dragged your mutated body out and threw you into the biggest tank in the basement, the mother tank. It was alive. The walls were made of stretched human skin, pulsing, breathing. Inside floated all 19 previous victims, now completely liquefied into screaming fuel, their faces pressed against the glass, mouths open in eternal agony, eyes locked on you. "Watch," Silas whispered, pressing your face against the glass. You saw everything. First, your own mother in a hospital bed in Miami. A notification popped on her phone. "Your son David is waiting at last stop fuel. Come quick. 10 million taka reward. She smiled and booked the next flight. Then your little sister, 19 years old, studying in Chittagong. Same message. She packed her bag, whispering, "Bai is in trouble. I have to go." Then your best friend from school, then strangers, then millions. Every phone on Earth vibrated at 3:33 a.m. with your face smiling. "I'm still alive, bro. Come to me. Free fuel. Free life." The curse had escaped the desert. Back in the tank, Silas forced your hose tongue into the mother tank. You felt every soul inside, burning, conscious, forever drowning in diesel. They begged you in your mind, "Kill us. Please kill us." But instead, your body started pumping them into new victims. A new car arrived. Inside was your own sister. You stood at the pump, your transparent, hose-covered body smiling with your old face. She stepped out crying. "Bai, is that you?" Your hose shot out and entered her stomach in one brutal thrust. She screamed your name as her body inflated, skin splitting, black fuel replacing her blood in seconds. Her last words were, "Bai, I love you." Before her eyes became floating orbs in fuel, you pumped her into the next car, then the next, then the next. The desert was now a graveyard of 1,000 cars, all engines running, all drivers now part of you. The station had grown into a massive living creature, pumps for arms, cars for teeth, the road itself a tongue pulling vehicles in. But the worst part was still coming. Silas opened a final door in the basement. Inside was an endless mirror room. In every reflection you saw yourself, but not the monster. You saw the old David, the real you, trapped inside the fuel, screaming, crying, begging to be released. You watched yourself murder your family again and again in an endless loop, each time feeling every drop of their pain. You are no longer in control. Your body moves on its own now. Every night you stand at the pump, smiling that same peaceful smile, stomach bloated and swirling, hoses ready. You wave at the next car and say in your old cheerful voice, "Full tank, Vi. Asho, I will save you forever." And the person reading this right now, your fuel gauge just dropped to empty. Your GPS rerouted automatically. Shortcut via Devil's Last Pump. 3 minutes away, David is waiting for you personally. You see the neon sign flickering on the horizon, red letters spelling your own name. You try to turn the wheel, but your hands are already covered in black hoses. You try to scream, but only a low engine growl comes out. The nozzle is already rising from the road, smiling with hundreds of tiny teeth. It knows your name. It knows where you live. It knows your mother's perfume, and it is coming for you. You are already home. Welcome to the family. Forever and ever and ever. The tank is waiting. Your reflection is screaming inside the fuel, and you are smiling. In the remote Colorado Rockies lies the forgotten town of Evergreen Hollow. Locals lock their doors after 9 p.m. because they say the crying comes down from the mountain. The Whispering Pines Grand Hotel, built in 1947, stands like an old wooden castle buried in snow and shadows. The owner family, Father Elias, Mother Ruth, and their 3 young children welcomed winter travelers with warm smiles. They called every guest brother, sister, or Dee, sat them at the big family dinner table, then slowly skinned them alive, drank their blood, ate their organs, and forced them to become part of their eternal family forever. Police found 19 bodies in 1951 and shut the hotel down. But every winter, the lights still turn on, and whoever checks in never checks out. Layla Khan, 25, a Bangladeshi-American travel vlogger from Los Angeles with 800,000 subscribers, came for a real haunted winter experience video. Everyone warned her, don't go there, especially not room 319. She ignored them all. It was 10:12 p.m. Heavy snow was falling when a red SUV pulled up in front of the hotel. The building looked ancient and alive, its dark windows watching her like eyes. At the front desk stood a 70-year-old woman in a faded red dress, Mrs. Ruth. Her smile was wide, but her eyes were completely white. "Welcome home, Layla dear. Room 319 is already prepared for our new Dee. Layla laughed nervously. Dee? I'm traveling alone. Mrs. Ruth's smile never reached her eyes. Not for long, sweetheart. The family has been waiting for you. The elevator rose by itself to the 3rd floor. The corridor carpet felt sticky, as if soaked in something that dried long ago. When Layla opened room 319, she found a beautiful family suite with a large bed, fireplace, and a dining table set for 6. On the wall hung old family photos. In every photo stood Elias, Ruth, and the 3 children, all smiling the same terrifying smile. Strangely, Layla's own face had been added to every photo, wearing the same red jacket she had on right now. She tried to take a picture for her vlog, but there was no signal. The only Wi-Fi was named Porabar_Wi-Fi. Password: We love you, Dee. At 11:47 p.m., while editing her video on the bed, the bathroom door creaked open. An 8-year-old girl in a wet towel stepped out, water dripping from her hair. She looked at Layla with dead eyes and said sweetly, Dee, will you tell me a bedtime story? Baba wants to hear it too. Layla tried to scream, but no sound came out. The little girl walked closer, her ice-cold, rotten hand touching Layla's arm. You are our new Dee. We've been waiting since 1947. All the lights went out. Only a dim red emergency light remained. The family photos on the wall changed. Now they showed Layla screaming while her skin was being peeled off. She ran to the door, but it wouldn't open no matter how hard she pulled. Behind her, a deep male voice spoke. Dee, dinner is ready. Father Elias stood there, 6'5", wearing a black suit, half. His face rotted away, with blood constantly dripping from his mouth. Behind him stood Mother Ruth and the 3 children, all wet, all smiling, all covered in old blood. The family eats together, Ruth said, her voice a horrifying mix of 19 different victims. Invisible hands lifted Layla and forced her into a chair at the dining table. On each plate was a small human heart, still beating. Eat, Dee, the little boy said, picking up the heart and shoving it into Layla's mouth. She tried to resist, but her own hands betrayed her. The warm, bloody heart tasted like rotting meat and something sickeningly sweet. With every bite, she felt her own heart growing weaker. After dinner came family game time. Elias extended his long fingers. They grew unnaturally and forced their way into Layla's mouth, ripping out her tongue and voice. You will give us your voice, he said Amadarite and swallowing it. Layla could now only make small, childlike sounds. Then Ruth tore off Layla's clothes. Skin time, she whispered excitedly. All 5 family members began peeling Layla's skin slowly, inch by inch, like removing wallpaper. With every strip they pulled, they whispered, Welcome to the family. Layla's raw red muscles were exposed as she made silent screams. The little girl bit into Layla's stomach and pushed her hand inside, pulling out her liver and playing with it like a toy while it was still pulsing. Dee's inside is so warm. Elias twisted Layla's head 540 degrees, cracking every bone loudly. Her eyes bulged out of their sockets, yet she remained alive, forced to watch everything. In the final moment, they carried her to the bathroom. The bathtub had turned into a sea of blood, waves moving violently. 19 hands emerged from the red liquid and dragged her down. Layla felt her body dissolving, her skin melting away, her soul being torn apart. Her last sight was her own body rising from the bathtub, completely wet, skin pale, wearing a peaceful smile with pure white eyes. The new Layla looked at the mirror and said in a sweet voice, New Dee is ready. The next morning, a new guest arrived at the hotel. Mrs. Ruth smiled from the front desk. Room 319 is ready for you, our new little sister. The new guest's name was also Layla Khan. On the 3rd floor corridor, a wet girl in a red jacket now stands waiting, smiling, with her hand stretched out. Come, the family is waiting for you, and the person reading this story right now. Your phone just received a notification. Whispering Pines Grand Hotel, special winter family rate for you. Room 319 is waiting. Your family misses you so much. It's snowing heavily outside your window. Welcome home, Dee Dee.